Lots of people pass away every year during or after having intercourse, and an expert explains why. This is by David Gaze from The Conversation. Intercourse or sex has many beneficial physical, psychological effects, including reducing high blood pressure, improving the immune system, and aiding better sleep. The physical act and release of hormones oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, which is important in building trust and bonding between people. But there's a dark side. People sometimes die during or shortly after sex, and the incidence is thankfully extremely low and accounts for 0.6% of all cases of sudden death. There are many reasons why this happens to people. In most cases, it's caused by the physical strain of the activity or prescription drugs to treat erectile dysfunction, for example, or illegal drugs such as cocaine or both. The risk of any sudden cardiac death is higher as people age. A forensic post-mortem study from Germany of 32,000 sudden deaths over a 33-year period found that 0.2% of cases occurred during sexual activity. Sudden death occurred mostly in men, average age 59 years old, and the most frequent cases was a heart attack, also known as myocardial infarction. Studies of sudden cardiac death and sexual activity from the US, France, and South Korea show similar findings. Not just the middle-aged men, though. Recently, however, researchers at St. George's University of London found that this phenomenon is not just limited to middle-aged men. The study, which is published in JAMA Cardiology, investigated sudden cardiac death in 6,847 cases, referred to the Center for Cardiac Pathology at St. George's between January 1994 and August 2020. Of these 17, 0.2% occurred either during or within an hour of sexual activity. The average mean age of death was 38 years, and 35% of the cases occurred in women, which is higher than in previous studies. These deaths were typically not caused by heart attacks, as seen in older men. In half of the cases, 53%, the heart was found to be structurally normal, and a sudden abnormal heart rhythm called sudden arrhythmic death syndrome, or SADS, was the cause of death. Aortic dissection was the second largest cause, 12%. This is where the layers of the wall of the large artery from the heart supplying blood around the body tear, and blood flows between the layers, causing it to bulge and burst. The remaining cases were due to structural anomalies such as cardiomyopathy, a disease of the heart muscle that makes it harder for the heart to pump blood to the rest of your body, or from a rare group of genetic conditions known as channelopathies. This is where the ion channels that let sodium and potassium in and out of the cells in the heart muscle don't work properly. The change in the sodium and potassium in the cells can alter the electrical current through the heart muscle and change the way it beats. An altered heart rhythm can cause a lack of oxygen, myocardial ischemia, and can lead to a sudden cardiac arrest where the heart stops beating. This new study suggests that sudden cardiac death in people under the age of 50 is mainly due to sudden arrhythmic death syndrome, or cardiomyopathies. Younger adults who have been diagnosed with these conditions should seek advice from their cardiologist on the risk associated with sexual activity. However, the low incidence of death in these studies suggests the risk is very low, even in people with existing heart conditions. And this article is from The Conversation under Creative Commons by David Gaze, Senior Lecturer in Chemical Pathology, University of Westminster of the UK, and it's on Science Alert. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.